It is official. Palantir has won an absolutely massive 5-year contract to build a data center and data-driven decision-making platform for the government. If you would think that I'm talking about the NHS contract, you would be wrong. I am talking about a massive $100 million 5-year contract with the State Department. Specifically, it sounds extremely coincidental and similar to the NHS contract that we're trying to get to make a federated data system for the NHS. We made a small mini system right now for the State Department, specifically something called MED, which is for the Bureau of Medical Services within the Department of State. I kid you not. Everybody plays these freaking games. Palantir is trading under $8 a share. It is a freaking far cry. It is absolutely comical. I understand the jokes, the trolls, the share devaluation, the stock-based compensation, yada, yada, so on and so forth. But let's concentrate on what Palantir does right. And Palantir does what they do. They're the only ones that do what they do. Hence why you keep seeing these absolutely massive behemoth contracts coming to Palantir. Let me rephrase this again. 5 years, $100 million contract. Non-military, but yes, working with the government, specifically for the Department of State. This is freaking massive. This is not a small ordeal. This is a massive undertaking. Let's call this the halftime show for the NHS contract, which I presume and assume we will be getting in the next month to 6 months, some type of announcement. Now, I am banking that we get that contract. The only thing I was worried about is that the Palantir is not going to get the NHS contract because maybe they're not good enough. But if they don't get the NHS contract due to political reasons, I'm not even going to be as mad. Obviously, I want them to get it. And I still do believe very much so that they will get it because at the end of the day, people's lives are at stake. And I truly do believe with all the data that Palantir saves lives. This contract for Palantir right now is absolutely massive, not only because it's a precursor, in my personal opinion, and I know the NHS is England, UK, and I know that this is the United States. However, what's good for the geese is good for the gander, and what's good for us is also good for our allies and vice versa. Palantir, at the end of the day, works with the United States within our borders and abroad with United States allies. The systems that they have in place could be completely different but similar for the use cases that they're trying to get. The reason why I'm also so bullish, besides for that NHS precursor, this contract opens up a brand new relationship for Palantir. And we need a lot more relationships for Palantir that have nothing to do with military and everything to do with governments. Also, since the third largest vertical for Palantir, that means the third largest TAM, total addressable market for Palantir, is healthcare. This is just increasing their capabilities of healthcare. Not only privatized healthcare, but public healthcare. And not only public healthcare for every single day people, but also public healthcare within the government sector. This is absolutely a massive deal. If you think it's not, you're sadly mistaken. Palantir at $8 a share, I ended up nibbling and I bought a little bit more. I do think that we're going to have a little bit of a run-up right now due completely to what's happening in the economy. CPI data came out today, 6%. If you want to watch that video, click on the link up above. I won't go into detail. Federal Open Market Committee is going to meet next week. I don't think they're going to be as hawkish or aggressive as previously thought. And because that's going to happen, I do believe that this is going to reflect well not only on Palantir, but the whole stock market. And I'm going to be very happy to ride up Palantir. Palantir truly is great in the best of times, and Palantir truly is great at the worst of times. Palantir in general has such a massive moat around them, and they have such a limited amount of people that use them that eventually, day by day, they keep planting these little seeds, and these seeds grow into beautiful fruits. And that's exactly what we see right before our eyes. I'm going to go over to my desk right now, and I'm going to read you the article. But if you're feeling this type of content and you do want to show some support to the channel. I have channel membership down below. It's $3 a month. No pressure. If you want to support, feel free. If you don't, that's okay. I also have a link to my free Discord that shows a lot of support as well. Completely 100% free. No paywall whatsoever. Let's go over to my desk and I'm going to read you this article about this massive $100 million, say it with me, $100 million contract over 5 years for Palantir. The Department of State selects Palantir to modernize data management for the Bureau of Medical Services. Do you see what I'm saying here? Does this sound familiar? Palantir to modernize data management. NHS contract is Federated Data System. Palantir software will be used by the MED to establish a new enterprise data management platform for the department titled Project AXIOM, with MED's mission to advance the health, safety, and readiness of the State Department personnel. Axiom will provide the Bureau with a common operational picture to better protect the diplomatic workforce and their families through data-informed decision-making. More specifically, the platform will help improve the Bureau's ability to react swiftly to global crises by enabling workflows related to emergency management and preparedness, missions, tracking and logistics, aviation operations, and medical support. As part of the Department of State's broader digital modernization project, this project will provide MED with a new set of tools and capabilities to safeguard and promote the health and well-being of America's diplomatic community. Axiom is at the core of a digital transition to enhance the delivery of proactive and efficient medical support to the Chief of Mission personnel. The key word in this entire thing, even more important than 100 million, more important than who the contract is with, is the word proactive. And that seems to be a common thread, that seems to be a common notion and a common word thrown around with Palantir. But not so much with any other software company. I mean, I'm not making that up. Check all the articles. Go look at Datadog. Go look at Snowflake. Go look at C3 AI. It's always reactive, or for the most part, reactive, not proactive. While Palantir is almost always the word proactive. And slowly but surely, people are starting to understand that that's the key strength of Palantir. Proactive, single point of truth decisions based on data. Transformative data analytics as opposed to just combing through data. There is a big difference. This health-focused enterprise-wide data integration and analytics platform will enable Bureau of the Department of Leaderships to make rapid decisions that reduce risk to missions and safeguard and promote the health of the well-being of America's diplomatic community. And I quote, America's diplomatic force is one of the first lines of engagement between the U.S. and the rest of the world, and ensuring their safety and health is paramount to advancing international relationships. We're honored to bring Palantir's proven software to the State Department to better understand and proactively manage operations that help protect these individuals and their families abroad, said Akash Jain, president of Palantir USG. This is an extremely key sentence, almost as important as proactive and right after the $100 million mark. The new contract builds on Palantir's ongoing work with the State Department in area of global health and medicine. You see the word ongoing work? This is how Palantir starts. Everybody makes fun of Palantir. It's not growing, yada, yada. I get it. It's slow. It is what it is. But pay attention to what Palantir does. Plants a seed and it grows. But then that seed that grows, fruits fall. When the fruits fall, they all have seeds. And now you have a lot of fruits that keep growing, so on and so forth, etc., till infinity. Palantir is going to keep growing. Palantir did not grow fast enough because people don't know Palantir does what it does. But as Palantir gets in and you start using Palantir, it's extremely hard to get away from them because they're just so effective. Once you go carp, you'll never go dark. And I quote, we are proud to expand our partnership with the State Department and its critical mission to safeguard our diplomatic force, said Mahatab Imbadi, State Department lead at Palantir. We look forward to continuing our work alongside the department to further their goals of data-driven diplomacy through the use of innovative technologies. Palantir first began working with the State Department in 2017, supporting HIV/AIDS analysis for the President's Emergency Plan for AIDS Relief through the Office of the U.S. Global AIDS Coordinator and health diplomacy. You might not like Palantir, especially if you're a troll and a hater. But one thing is for certain. A lot of huge investors with a lot of money and a lot of experience under their belt are choosing to invest into Palantir. Sure, they don't have all the heavy investors, but they definitely have some mega big names behind them. Even the haters must clearly see that Palantir is onto something, and Palantir has capabilities that no other company in the world has. Palantir is not just another notepad. Palantir is not just another Excel sheet. Palantir is not just another PowerPoint. And Palantir by far is not another Snowflake, Datadog, or C3 AI. They are completely 100% totally different. Yes, obviously, a lot of the things they do intersect with each other and overlap. But distinctly, Palantir does something that the other companies don't, and that is an enterprise builder. It is literally transformative for your company, your organization, your country, so on and so forth. It is clear to see that Palantir starts small and keeps expanding. As long as their client base, both commercial, non-commercial, domestically and abroad, keeps growing, Palantir's eventual profitability, revenue, margins should in fact grow with that. Right now is a really shitty time in all spending, including government and commercial. But Palantir is still getting the contracts, as you see right here. I made a video the other day, and I spoke about how there's going to be an increased military budget right now. And that increased military budget is going to be $842 billion, $26 billion more than this year's expected budget, and $100 billion more than last year, 2022. That expected budget is going to increase to $1 trillion by 2026. The budget for all government spending, not just military, is also increasing. As the economy gets more effed up, it is what it is, the more need for Palantir there is. Palantir keeps expanding. They're an absolute monster, and Palantir sub $8 is absolutely comical. Can it go to $5, $6, $4? Who the heck knows? But $8 is absolutely a comical price to pay for Palantir, especially in the future when it can make the price target that I believe it could. And I do believe that Palantir is going to be, in the future, not immediately, a 3-digit stock. Now, whatever you do, listen freaking closely. I want you to click on this video right here because it's very important that you watch this video because it's jam-packed with more information about our favorite stock, Palantir. Thank you very much and hit the notification bell. Keep it clean in between.